Means if you see the procedure of resolving the force, any force system into horizontal component and vertical component, the procedure will be likewise. Number 1, resolve the inclined force along horizontal and vertical direction, means along x direction and along y direction, that is f of x and f of y. Means ultimately you have to find out the value of f of x and f of y. Okay, this is number 1. Number 2, add the forces along x direction and along y direction. This is summation of f of x, this is summation of f of y. Means now here in above case we have only one force, so that's why we haven't considered the summation of all the forces. But from here we will find there are number of forces acting on the body, and that's why in order to convert the resolve when we used to resolve the forces along x and along y, we need to calculate the summation of all the forces along x direction, summation of all the forces along y direction. So after the finding the value of f of x and f of y, we will consider resultant r is equals to, as per our formula, r is equals to square root of f of x square plus f of y square. So our resultant, find out the result. This is step number 2. Once you get the resultant, step number 3 will be find the angle of resultant, that is theta. Now what should be the angle of resultant? What is the value of theta? So theta will be equals to tan inverse of f of y upon x. So this is the formula. Okay. After the step number 3, very important step is number 4. Decide the quadrant for resultant. Decide the quadrant for resultant means, let's say f of x depends on the value of f of x and f of y. We will decide what should be the quadrant for a resultant. Let's say f of x is positive and f of y is positive. So this will be quadrant number 1, this will be a quadrant number 2, this is number 3, and this is number 4. So if f of x is positive, f of y is positive, but obviously the resultant will be in the quadrant number 1. So depends on the positive or negative value of f of x and positive and negative value of f of y, we will find out the location of resultant. Location of resultant. So plus plus means f of x is positive here, f of y is positive, that's why it is in the first quadrant. If f of x is negative, f of y is positive, this will be in the second quadrant. Similarly negative negative, third quadrant, positive negative will be in the fourth quadrant. Okay, now we will take a simple example and we will see how to resolve the forces. Okay, so resolution of forces, we have seen the procedure. Now see the example of how to resolve the forces along horizontal and vertical component. Okay, now consider the 60 Newton force is applied at this particular point, making an angle of 35 degree. Now important is, while resolving any force system along x and along y direction, we must know the angle with respect to x or with respect to y axis. Now in last point we have discussed that if there is an angle with respect to x axis, f of x will be f into cos of theta, f of y will be f into sin of theta. Now look at here, there is a force applied whose magnitude is 60 Newton, making an angle of 35 degree with respect to x axis. Now if I want to resolve this force along x and along y, I will resolve it in this fashion. Means simply what you have to do is, now the direction of force is somewhat like this. Okay, so this will be allow, let's say this is the direction of force. Okay, so this will be x component and this will be y component as per the direction. This will be x and this will be y component. So I have resolved it along x, so this will be f of x and this will be f of y, where f of x is the x component of this force along x, f of y will be y component of this force, 60 Newton force along y direction. Okay, now according to the principle of transmissibility of the force. Means what? If the force is replaced, along its line of action, the external effect would remains unchanged. Means we can consider this force is traveling like this. If this angle is 35 degree, this will be also 35 degree. If this is 35, this will be 35. So actual force which is acting at this particular point is likewise. So if this is 35, this angle will be 35. So that's why x component will be like this and y component will be like this. Got it? Okay. Now here we have magnitude is given 60 Newton. So 60 Newton force is applied. 60 Newton. We have 60 Newton. This is f of x. Let's say this is f of y. Same thing. Here I have written the same thing. Here also I have written the same thing. But it is according to the principle of transmissibility of the force. Okay. So if there is a force whose magnitude is given, which makes an angle of theta with respect to x axis, f of x will be f into cos of theta, f of y will be f into sin of theta. Okay. So f is equals to, what is the value of f? Is 60 Newton. Cos of 35 means the angle with respect to x axis. That's why it comes is 49.15 Newton. Direction of x is in, it is towards the right hand side. That's why this 49.15 Newton along right hand side. Okay. Next, f of y is equals to f into sin of theta. Magnitude of f is 60, theta is 35 degree. Okay. So 60 sin of 35 equals to 34.41 Newton. Direction is in downward direction. Got it? So f of x and f of y means what? We have just resolved this simple force system whose magnitude is 60 Newton, making an angle of 35 degree with respect to x axis along two components, f of x and f of y, whose magnitudes are 49.15 Newton and 34.41 Newton respectively. Okay, you can try another example also. Okay, now consider this is quite a pole. This was the example which was asked in university exam. So you can see the actual force. This is not a force. Here only 5 kilonewton. 5 kilonewton is applied at this particular point. And what is given? The angle with respect to ground level is 45 degree. But actual force is applied at this point. Okay. Even 5 kilonewton, you can consider this like there is simply a pole. At the end of the pole, the 5 kilonewton is applied and angle between pole and the force is 20 degree. So these are the given. This is 45 degree and this is 20 degree with respect to pole. Now the question comes is, what are the prerequisites are required in order to resolve the force? Number one is force magnitude should be given. Yes, force magnitude is given 5 kilonewton. Angle with respect to x axis, okay, angle with respect to x axis is given, but we want angle of force. We want angle of this particular force along x or along y direction. Okay, so that's why you can consider here I have written the same system. This is the pole, the 5 kilonewton is applied, this angle is 45 degree. If this angle is 45 degree, this total angle will be 45 degree, right? So this total angle will be 45 degree. So if this is 45 degree minus 20, this angle will be 25 degree. I hope you are getting my point. We want angle of force along x or along y direction. Here the angle of force is given, but that angle 20 degree is with respect to pole. Therefore we have converted this simple system. If this is 45, this will be 45, this angle is given, so this angle will be equals to 25 degree. Therefore now while resolving the 5 kilonewton, the 5 kilonewton is like this. Okay, so this will be f of x and this will be f of y. So this will be f of x and this will be f of y. Okay, so f of x is equals to f into cos of theta, where f is 5 kilonewton and cos of theta, here theta we will consider 25 degree, because angle of 5 kilonewton with respect to x axis. We don't want this 45 degree angle and 20 degree angle, we want angle of force with respect to x axis. So that's why I have taken 5 kilonewton as the f value, cos of theta, theta is equals to 25 degree, and that is why total comes is 4.53, where direction is towards the left, and f of y is equals to f into sine of theta, that is f is 5, theta is 25, 2.11 downward direction, and it is in the downward direction. I hope you are getting my point. Okay,